where the province's acting premier, that is, has addressed the media on the provincial government's plans in response to the storm and severe weather conditions that are impacting KZN. Silethiwe Ndlovu joins us right now. Silethiwe, we've heard from the KZN administration where they have expressed how they are committed to ensuring the assistance of those who are still stranded on the roads. Maybe give us some insight on what happened at that briefing.
Quite a few things were said during the briefing. We heard that more motor graders have been deployed. More authorities have also been deployed to assist those that are still stuck in those congested roads. We do know that the N3 is still a major issue in terms of congestion. More social workers, we were told, were also deployed to different areas just to provide assistance to some of those people that are still, in those stranded roads. And of course, that report's coming in of that one individual that has, lost their life because of hypothermia. But I think let's bring in the acting premier of KZN, who is also joined by the MEC of COGTA. Let's start off with you, acting premier. Let's talk about some of the damages because of the snow. How great or how big is that extent in terms of the damage, not only to agriculture, but also perhaps to some schools and to some homes?
The damage is big, but fortunately, as we have said, there's only one life that has been lost. But we are still continuing with the database, but mostly the people that were highly affected are those that are using the roads. That is where we have been putting our focus on, but we are taking whatever report that is coming in, because there are few schools that have been reported, but mostly the learners that were on the road in the buses, but they have been taken care of. We are still taking care of most of the minor things that are reported. There are no major losses so far reported, except that we are going to hear after the melting of the snow, because we don't know, especially in the other areas, what is happening. Because most people, they can't move, because we've been saying, don't move out of your homes. Then we were really looking at the affected people that are already reported. But from tomorrow and from today, we're now starting to look at other people that are affected, because it is now clearing.
I think let's talk about the N3. We know that that is the area that has been mostly affected by, the bad weather conditions. What are some of the plans that you have in order to decongest those roads, especially because there are people on social media that have been relaying their frustrations in terms of not seeing the visibility of authorities on those roads?
Really, I can't say rely on the social media, because some of you have been to the sites. At the sites, there are only vehicles. People have been taken out to the places of shelter. They are given food. They are given blankets. And then from tomorrow, we are saying those vehicles that are on the spot are going to be taken by their owners, because tomorrow it will be clear and people will be then transported from their places of safety to their vehicles. And if people are saying they are angry because when they go there, they still see trucks and the vans there, but really human beings are no longer there. That is the reality that I'm telling you, except that if they say they are hungry, but issue of hunger also, we have taken care of it. People are there giving them some foods, cooked meals, tea, and also we have taken them to the places of safety. And tomorrow we are also going to be physically attending to their queries.
Okay, all All right. That was the acting premier of KZN. I think, MEC, let's come to you. Talking about hunger and food, I know that you said you are in collaboration with Gift of the Givers. What other collaborations are being done by your department in order to alleviate this whole situation?
I think it's important that I must start by emphasizing what the acting premier said. People must not cause alarm and panic on the social media. The situation is under control. Passengers have been rescued. And as the provincial government, we would like to thank our social partners like the Red Cross, which have been on the ground since yesterday, distributing hot meals, like the Al Imdad Foundation, which have been along escort, distributing blankets, and the Gift of the Givers, which have been on the ground, and all other government agencies. Because this has been a very difficult past few days for the province of KwaZulu-Natal, not only KwaZulu-Natal, but also Free State and Eastern Cape, because they were also affected. But all the rescue efforts have been coordinated now, they have been consolidated, and as from tomorrow, I think we will resume normal operations, but the word is that people must stay away from the road, motorists must stay at home, as the acting premier has said, because the driving conditions are still very dangerous, and the trucks that have been abandoned by their drivers, those need to be removed. Snow needs to be moved out as well. But all in all, it has been a very great effort by municipalities, provincial government, and national government working together to ensure that we prioritize the life of the passengers that were on the road.
I think, MEC, I'd just like to touch on something that you're mentioning on social media. Some stranded motorists were relaying their frustrations in terms of the fact that they had no idea about those alerts that went out at the beginning of the week. They had no idea about the warnings that went out at the beginning of the week. So my question is, how can people that are not on social media monitor those alerts and those warnings? Because, as you know, there are still roads that are still congested. So how can people continue to monitor the situation besides social media?
Well, as government, we will be using all communication platforms. We'll be using radio, we'll be using TV, we'll also be using our municipalities and also the traditional leaders, as we have done in KZN. But it is important that those who do get access to the warnings, they must heed the warnings and take them seriously, because we issue these warnings so that we can protect lives. And if people ignore the warnings, then we get the situation as we've received now. But since Friday night, there were many people on the road. Gradually, as we speak today, more and more people have returned to their places of safety, and we have ensured that everyone is accounted for.